You're not lost. You're just lazy and addicted to comfort. And it's funny because throughout your school day, you know this. You know why you're not getting respect off your guy friends. You know why you're not attracting that girl you want to attract. You know why. It's because of discipline. It's because you know every single day you commit these acts, these bad habits, which don't necessarily positively impact your growth, the way you feel, and your self image. If anything, they always leave you feeling regretful, shameful, and weak. And you always ask the question after you commit some sort of bad habit like video games, fapping, drinking alcohol. After that activity has ended, you always come back and ask the same question. Why did I do that? Why am I not disciplined? Why do I cope? I watch all of Adrian's YouTube videos, but I always find myself stuck in the same cycle of relapsing. I said to myself, I'm not going to eat junk food. I said to myself, I'm not going to drink alcohol. I said no to my friends when they'd asked me to play video games. But I can't stay consistent, even though I know the rewards of what being consistent will give me. It will make me higher status. It will make me more attractive. It will make me attract that girl. But I just can't do it. Let me tell you a story, bro. Younger Adrian in 2018 was 60 kilos, skinny fat, and couldn't hold a conversation with anyone. The big three. You want to know the thoughts I'd get on a daily basis? That I'm born like this and there is absolutely no way possible that I can change and pull myself out of this. I remember this one time after lunchtime, the bell had just gone and we'd have to get ready to go to our final class of the day. Go into my locker, get in my books. I bump into a couple of my friends at the time. And they would always mock me. How skinny I was to look. How weak I was at the fact that I couldn't look in their eyes and speak to them. They would even go as far as calling me Raj from The Big Bang Theory. Raj was known for his inability to talk to girls. That was me. And yeah, I can look back and say, oh, it was just banter. Adrian, they're just making jokes. They don't actually mean it. But you know when you're on the receiving end of these jokes, you know just subtly they mean it. And goddamn does it fucking sting. I would receive all of this negativity. But also at the same time, this is when I found the gym. This is when I found YouTubers speaking about self-improvement. and how it's actually possible to increase not only your status, not only improve your looks, but change your identity. We all want the same things. Let me just get this point across. We all want the same things. We all want the body. We all want that hot girl in our class. We all want respect from other guys. We all want these things. And right now, the fact that you're in high school and you can't admit this, that plays the sole reason in why you're inconsistent. You have this weak beta mindset and say that, oh, none of those stuff actually, it doesn't really matter. Even though deep down, I know I want those things, I'm just going to say it doesn't matter as an excuse to neglect my mental health even further, to neglect my physical appearance even further, and to just be able to indulge in more bad habits, because those stuff don't matter. Even though when I look at some other guy who's higher in the social hierarchy and he is more attractive and he has more muscle and he's getting the things I want which cause envy inside of me, it still doesn't matter. I'm going to push him away and become more depressed and neglect my mental health even more. You know every single time you lie to yourself or to other people, you're not doing anyone a favor. And you just lose more trust within yourself. I'm sitting here and telling you today that you can go from point A to a point B and make progress in any single area of your life that you want to make progress in. I wish younger Adrian would have heard this sooner, because that is all the validation I would have needed to instantly sell my video game console like that. To realize that, holy fuck, I'm not born like this. And the insecurities I do have right now, like with my teeth, like with my hair, with my skin and getting these pimples, I know I can move past them. I know I can grow in any area with self-improvement. Yeah, it might take some time. Yeah, I'm not going to get results instantly. Yeah, I'm going to have to go through a bit more shit in my classroom to eventually prove them wrong. But that's besides the point. Because I know the longer I can stay consistent with something, eventually, it will actually start to become less painful in committing that act. Wait, what? So you're telling me the gym won't always be hard, Adrian? You're telling me recording YouTube videos and starting a business won't always feel so grueling? You're even telling me that talking to girls will become less... What? How is it going to become less painful? Consistency and discipline. Congratulations, you watch self-improvement videos and you do some of the right stuff every now and then. But the key thing which is stopping you from reaching that next level is that right now you rely on motivation too much and not discipline. As good as motivation is to your ego and dopamine levels, as good as it feels to feel super hyped up and then smash some hard workout, motivation is fleeting. I would only go to the gym back in 2018 when I was to cop shit for how I looked. I would have this short period of energy that, okay, they said my arms are 12 inches. I'm going to go to the gym now and prove them wrong. I'm so pissed off. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. I tell you what, I'm going to be in the gym for 3 hours instead of 2. And heck, maybe I was. But then the motivation would go. I would crawl back into the identity I had of being skinny fat, being awkward, being Raj. I had to learn the hard way that it's not motivation in which I want to rely on, and that it's discipline. It's that every single time I can commit one of these good habits when I don't feel like it, that's going to 10x my progress, because I know if I can do something hard when I don't feel like it, I know I'm going to really want to do it when I do feel like it. So it's almost like a slow and steady increase of the likelihood of me doing the good habits. I'm going to be brutally honest and authentic with you right now. This morning, I could not be fucked recording this YouTube video. I could not be bothered. I had a shit sleep. I knew at the back of my mind that today's leg day and I gotta go train legs later. Even having like a little bit of a disagreement with my girlfriend. This has given me excuses in my own brain to tell me that, okay, Adrian, you have all this other stuff going on. Maybe you don't need to record a YouTube video today. Even though recording the video is the discipline to act, is the thing to do, and you're not feeling motivated, so it's okay. You can relax. I showed up. I'm here now in this present moment. Not because of motivation, but because of discipline. Discipline will get you places, and the sooner you can realize this, the sooner you're not even going to care about how long it takes to achieve something. You're just going to do it. Because you know action taking destroys procrastination and thinking about the destination constantly. Fuck the destination, bro. You know what you have to do to get jacked. It's just a matter of showing up. You know what you have to do to grow this business. It's just the fact of showing up. It doesn't matter if you have a shit workout session. It doesn't matter if you have a shit YouTube video. As long as you showed up, that will set the habits in place for your future self and make it easier and easier and easier to show up in the future. I don't think you understand how grueling it was for me. Literally this morning to sit down in my chair and record myself speak. I procrastinated for almost 2 hours saying to myself, oh, let's just edit some more short form. Let's maybe go for a run first. Let's maybe get a meal in. Because I'm not really fit. It doesn't matter how you feel. You need to put your feelings aside for once and say to yourself, okay, you know what? I'm actually feeling sad. I'm actually feeling lazy. But that's not going to stop me. I'm still going to do the tasks which are required of me, because that's what the masculine man does. He doesn't let comfort control him. He doesn't let motivation control him. He will always, and I learned this from a wise man, he will always make the best move on the chessboard, regardless of how he feels. And when he does do that, He's actually a happier, more vibrant version of himself. Let me get this across your mind. Right now, you think by doing the good habits, you won't be happy because how painful it is to do them in the first place. You think you will be happier when you don't do the good habits and do the bad habits because that's kind of easier to do in the moment. I am on the other side of that hurdle now of doing the good habits, and I am telling you, your mental health, the way you think of yourself, your self-image is going to be 100x better than if you do the discipline thing. You know how good I already feel that I've been recording the video for 15 minutes? It's the fact that I did it when I didn't want to do it. And now I'm in my flow state. Now I'm most present. Now I'm most focused. Now I'm most authentic. And I know if I can just get one viewer, just one, that can take value from this video and maybe increase the likelihood of him going to the gym, of him investing in a book and maybe even taking action and reading it as soon as possible. I know I have left a positive impact on society. And that's all the validation I need to know that I'm on the right track instead of the wrong track. Because I guess with self-improvement, it can be hard when you feel like you're taking action on something, but you're not getting the rewards and validation you deserve yet. I remember when I started going to the gym, the first 2-3 months, I noticed an increase in how much weight I could dumbbell curl. When I started, I could only dumbbell curl 4-kilo dumbbells. Those skinny silver ones. And I remember 2 months in, I went from 4 kilos to 6 kilos. You know how happy that made me feel? But obviously, physically at least, there was absolutely zero physical changes in my physique. I still weighed 63 kilos. And I still copped shit for going to the gym by my friends at the time. Even though I was trying to make a positive impact on my life, which is what the fuck? What the fuck? The rewards you get from the actions you take is always lagging behind. Think of it as a paycheck you get from working your job. Let's say you work a full-time job. You don't get paid presently. You probably get paid at the end of the week or maybe even fortnightly or maybe monthly. You get paid for the actions you took. Eventually. Not now. Eventually. It's the same thing with building muscle. It's the same thing with starting a business. It's the same thing with reading books. Right now, you probably struggle so much with reading books because you think, Adrian, I can't even remember what I just read. I need to reread it. I just read a whole book and I don't even know what the fuck I just read. You haven't unlocked the top tier rewards yet. But that doesn't mean you haven't improved, because if you look deeper, you improved in the fact that you read a book. Younger you didn't read a book, but you just did. Even though you remembered absolutely nothing, you still improved because you took actions with align with you becoming who you want to become. And eventually, who knows? Maybe you might even reread a book. Maybe you might even start highlighting areas of a book, because you know when you do, that is creating a new discipline for yourself, for you becoming the version you want to become. When I first invested in the book, The Way of the Superior Man by David Data, the first time I read it last year in like September, I didn't know what the fuck I just read. But you know what I decided to do then? I decided to reread the book in hope that I would understand maybe 5% more. And I did. And then you know what I did after that? I decided to highlight areas of the book so that it can make it even easier for me to quickly go back to it and gain valuable information and help speed up my progress. That's what I did. Can you see how it all started with first me buying the book was the disciplined act. Then it was me reading a page a day, then maybe even 10 pages a day. But I kept digging deeper. And slowly, the progress started to compound. At first, I would see no rewards, but behind the curtains, behind the scenes, I was growing faster than I realized. And obviously the time went past. It's now almost August 2025. It's almost been a year since I read this book. Do you think I count the days like, oh, it's going to take me this many days to finish the book? Oh. Or do you think I just did it? I just took action because I had all the validation within myself knowing that, okay, if I can just do this, I'm going to grow regardless. I'm not going to obsessively care about the end result. I'm just going to care what I can control now in the present moment, because then I know for certain the end result is literally guaranteed. And the hate I receive along this journey, like building the physique, like growing the business, I shouldn't really take in those people's opinions as much. Because a common lesson of like human behavior, if you're spiking some sort of negative emotion in someone, it means you're on the right track. So you should just use that as fuel to continue being more and more and more and more on the right track. Enjoy your friend's criticism. Don't let it stop you. There is a chapter in The Way of the Superior Man literally called Enjoy Your Friend's Criticism. It states that a man's capacity to receive another man's direct criticism is a measure of his capacity to receive masculine energy. If he doesn't have a good relationship to masculine energy, aka his father, then he will act like a woman and be hurt or defensive rather than make use of other men's criticism. I hate to say it, bro, but by you not taking in the negative stuff that your friends are saying, you are being a little bit of a wuss and acting feminine and not masculine. Do you think your dad, when someone was to tell him, actually, you're not doing this right in your job, you need to stop and maybe you should just give up and stop providing? Your dad didn't stop. He's quite frankly the sole reason why you're living under a house and have a safe place to sleep in every single night. He didn't stop. So why do you think when your friends tell you to stop going to the gym because you're still skinny, why do you think that is a quality reason for you to stop? If you stop going to the gym, you will never become jacked. So don't let that thought creep into your mind, thinking, oh, you know what, my friends are actually right. I haven't built muscle in God knows how long, so I am just going to stop lifting weights. I haven't learned anything from the books I read, even though I've kind of tried, so I'm just going to stop. How weak of a man are you if that is your mindset? Every single time you receive criticism, every single time you receive hate, that should be more fuel for you to become even more disciplined to prove them wrong. And I know it's not all about proving one another wrong. I know at times, okay, you should maybe be a little bit soft and humble and cuddly. But no. Fuck no. You want to have this energy. You want to have this conviction that the acts you're taking in right now are the right acts and no one can say otherwise. People might even call you delusional. But I would rather be delusional than not delusional. What would you rather be? Would you rather be the guy who is just a people pleaser, a yes man, and relies on motivation and not discipline, but deep down feels like absolute shit? Or would you be the guy who, regardless of how he feels, he does what he's supposed to do for the future of his children? He understands that this whole thing of self-improvement, of life, is almost a race against other men. And heck, I want to take part in this race, then not take part of it, because I know when I'm in the race, it makes life that much more enjoyable and fun. It can go as deep as the fact that every single time, every single time you don't do what you're supposed to do, there's another person, maybe in the same suburb as you, maybe in the same town, who's doing what he's supposed to do. This is you. This is him. And every single time you don't do what you're meant to do and he does, he overtakes you and is actually one step closer to stealing your dream wife. Now that sounds intense as fuck. But remember what I said 20 minutes ago about how we all want the same things? It's true. Oh, but Adrian, this guy wouldn't want to steal my dream wife because he's so nice and humble. And I trust him. I know if I put my dream wife right in front of him, he wouldn't do a thing. Because he's my best friend. Discipline is your best friend. Doing what you're supposed to do, regardless of how you feel, is when you're going to be your most secure self, is when you're going to make the most progress, and is when you're going to be your most happiest. Don't let anyone or anything take you off your path or tell you that you have too much of an ego, you're too arrogant, you're insecure. They're literally trying to take you off your path to success. They say all those things in hope to slow you down so they can have some chance. Don't give them any chance. Take ruthless action. Take action on the actionable steps I give you in each and every video, because then you know you've gave it your all and you can sleep peacefully at night and be in your right energy, your masculine energy. Your actionable step for this video is I want you to read and invest in the book The Way of the Superior Man by David Data. I have spoken about this book frequently on this channel, but I know if you still watch me, there's still a high percentage chance that you haven't taken action and invested in this book yet. And I'm going to have levels of this actionable step. The first level is you investing in it and reading it once. The second level is you reading it twice. The third level is you reading it a third time and highlighting every single part that you found extremely valuable, so that it makes it a whole lot easier for you to always come back to this book and learn from the mistakes you will potentially make. I still make mistakes. I'm just a 23-year-old guy who has the balls to share and be authentic. I'm even going to make it easier for you and leave a link of this book in the description to reduce more of that mental turmoil and friction it takes when it comes to buying a book. Don't let your future self down. Because if you want to become that future self who is extremely masculine, extremely disciplined, he does what he's told to do in the present, regardless of how he feels. Ignore motivation, neglect temptation, and embrace discipline. Your future self will thank you. I hope this video motivated or educated you. I am currently doing one-on-one self-improvement coaching. I will be coaching 5 clients. So if you are interested in that, please, first link in the description. Make sure to check out all the books that helped me become more of a masculine man. I will also leave that as another link in the description. I'll see you in the next video.